Good morning. I am a day closer to Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated Founders Day. Though I may be an inactive member, my sorority is close to my heart. And I want it to last always and keep on going. This is our 118th year. Yes, we were first established in 1908 at Howard University. So hooray, hooray, and cheers to all the AKAs across this great nation and internationally. Yes, we are a global organization and headquarters should still be in Chicago. Okay, with that said, I watched Married to Medicine. That would be season 12, episode 6. Toya wasn't misbehaving regarding her husband Eugene this time. Their son Ashton was in the kitchen with her mother-in-law, with her husband at the island, and the other son also in the kitchen, and they were making macaroni and cheese because Dr. Heavenly has a family reunion, but this family reunion is not just her family, but all of the other doctors and wives and their children and extended family. However, it's not everybody. It's not a family reunion where everybody brings 200 plus people, except for Quad. According to Dr. Heavenly and what we saw on screen, Quad brought a lot of people from Memphis, and I would gather there probably was 15 to 20 of them, and on average everybody else may have brought 6 to 8 people. No, Dr. Heavenly's son, whom she admits to having a disagreement with after he got arrested some time ago. We heard nothing about it until recently, and he left the house and never returned. But just like Dr. Heavenly's newfound brother, she called him an outside kid. She can stop saying that. I don't think people really like that, Dr. Heavenly. Yes, that is not your mother's child. That's your father's grown-up son. But I don't think they like outside kid. Just say we have different moms. So the brother met her for lunch. He met Dr. Heavenly for lunch, and like he told her, I'm having an issue too with my son, and your son who has left the house and you haven't heard from in months, he needs to know that he has other family members that he can talk to. And yes, he happens to look a little bit like Dr. Heavenly. So that's good to know. Maybe even more like Dr. Heavenly than her own sister, whom we did know about. What stuck out to me this episode was how all the doctors and their significant other were saying, oh, we haven't had a family reunion in years. Oh, Dr. Mimi's husband said, oh, I don't know who my dad is. And Dr. Eugene said, hey, I barely know my dad's side. I barely know any of his people. So that's true. It's like after the matriarch passes away, because Dr. Simone mentioned that her family would gather at Madeire's house. That was her mom's mother. And that is true. You grow up, you go to grandmom's house, and all of you gather there. And it's usually the maternal side of the family. And you know all of your mom's sisters and brothers and cousins, and maybe even more family members from that side, but rarely do you know your father's side. And sometimes your mom and dad are together, but you never interact that much. You don't go to family functions that often on your dad's side. As a matter of fact, that was something my husband and I have shared, that we're glad we had my daughter, who happens to be 15, and our sons are 19 and 21, because we're like, when they graduate from college and get into their careers and get married and have kids, they may spend more time with their wives' family. It's just tradition in the United States as far as I can see. And it doesn't mean that your son does not love you. It just simply means he loves his wife and she wants to spend more time with her mother. So I just hope that when that does happen, God willing, I'm alive and well, that, they would decide, oh, Thanksgiving, yeah, okay, we'll go over here. But Christmas, we'll visit her. Oh, we will send your mother something if we don't show up for Mother's Day. And we'll definitely send her something for her birthday. And of course, you should rear your children like that. Like, I don't tell my kids now, which I should, you have to buy your sister something for her birthday and Christmas. Yes, you should give me something for Mother's Day. Yes, you should give your dad something for Father's Day. But if we practice that, they won't be as selfish, and they will simply understand, because they don't know it's being selfish. They will simply understand, oh, we should, this is an act of kindness and love. We should remember our parents on all holidays, okay, and their birthdays. Okay, enough of me. Back to the show. So Dr. Mimi's mother, I couldn't help but notice, looks a lot like her daughter. So that's who the daughter looks like. And she and her husband, they were spending some home time with their son, who's special needs. He appears to be very autistic and has some issues in controlling himself most of the time. And they gave their daughter a break and allowed her to spend a week with Dr. Mimi's mom. Now, Dr. Angel had told Toya to introduce her to a fella, and it turns out she has a boyfriend. She brought this doctor to this family reunion of Dr. Heavenly's and introduced him as my boyfriend and then as my friend, and then even said in her confessional, why is Toya telling him she wanted me to introduce her to somebody? Are you her guy? Because this guy could have paid my mortgage. I could be down to my last dollar. So I think what has happened, because he's handsome enough as a doctor would be, because, typically, that's not true, of course, but I grew up thinking that. Typically, doctors aren't so handsome, and because they're so smart and they don't run after the girls. They're too busy chasing the books rather than chasing the girls. But I see now there are a lot of fine doctors, women and men. So anyway, he does not look bad. He wears glasses, but he has gotten into the friend zone that comedian Chris Rock used to talk about. Once your friend, your opposite sex friend, gets in the friend zone, it's hard to break that. You don't know when to make the first move because you started as friends. You don't know when to start giving her flowers and grabbing her and hugging her and giving her a kiss. I mean, so this guy just got to make a move. He's claimed they've been together a decade, and it's time. It's time, because she's a beautiful girl. I mean, even Dr. Simone's younger son said, who's her husband? And Dr. Simone jokingly, because she is too old for him, doctor or not, she has 2 children, she said to him, so you're going to be the stepdad, something like that. So her other son didn't show up. He was busy. That would be Dr. Simone. Now, they were saying that they wish somebody would come out the woodwork talking about their brother. But I'm glad that Dr. Heavenly has embraced this guy and wants to get to know him and his family. And he did bring his family to this family reunion. Now, I was a little bit concerned, and this may not sound right, and it's unfair to even speak any ill of children at all, but it looks like Dr. Heavenly's daughter came, and who was that girl who was with her in the purple and black? To me, she was a little bit manly. So I'm not going to allege anything, and I'm going to apologize for thinking it and move on. And shouldn't have mentioned it, but I did. So there you have it. And as much as I love Funky Deneva and T.S. Madison, they say everybody loved those people, but they don't necessarily want a son or daughter like that. Alrighty. And that is what stood out. I couldn't help but to notice, too, that Dr. Heavenly said, well, it looks like Dr. Contessa is not coming, so there won't be anybody taking all the food home with them. I mean, as slim as Dr. Contessa is, but she has big children and a healthy husband. So I guess that, she's like some people I know, too. They come to places just to collect food. If it's good, they are taking it home with them. And I always wonder, because I typically don't like leftovers. I may take something for lunch the following day, but I'm probably ready to throw it away definitely about a third day. So do they really eat all these takeaways, or just stack them up in their refrigerator? Okay, because guess what? You can't eat everybody's food. Oh, and here's the most important part. How could I forget about that? Quad was crying because Keen just is not feeling it. He basically said it in the barbershop to Eugene and Simone's husband, Cecil. He doesn't want another child. And guess what? These children are expensive. And it sounds like he only has a daughter who's probably a preteen. He doesn't speak of her as if she's a baby. But I thought he wasn't working. I thought Todd. I'm thinking about Candy and her picture of her and her new guy. But I digress. Move back. I thought in one episode, the last one, Quad said, thank you for leaving your job. So I thought he wasn't working. That's why he was at home with Quad all the time. But he said in the barbershop to the fellas that, you're missing work, you're missing time with your family by going to Ghana and trying to have a baby. And he told Quad, at least they showed it at the end of the show, he told her indirectly he's just not interested in it. He wants to do it for her. And to me, that sounds like, he's willing to drop a baby and move on. And I think Quad has to accept that, though it looks like this fourth round of this IVF did not work. And he doesn't want to go back to Ghana and do it again. So I don't know what is her next option. What is she going to try to do? My daughter has already said, why not adopt? Now, of course, there are children out there to adopt, babies all the way up to teens. But the truth of the matter, the average person, they pray and hope to have their own child, someone who looks like them or someone in their family. And they want a healthy child, of course. So I suggest, too, that she adopts. If she really wants a baby that bad. And that goes for her ex-husband and his wife, too, Letitia, that they can just adopt. There are children out there and just give them a nice home and a lot of love, and everything would be fine. But let them know as they are growing up. I think they should know that they're adopted. And if they want to reach out to their biological mom later in life, they can. So I do hope and pray that Quad wakes up one morning and she's pregnant. And it's a blessing that people, they just get pregnant and have babies and have, 10 of them and can have babies all the way up until they're 50 or 53. But some people cannot. So my prayers are for her. I hope a womb opens baby falls in. Yes, I do. Okay, with that said, everybody have a great day and a blessed month and a prosperous year. Okay? And I will pronounce my words better. Peace and blessings. Sounding off. Teach Jackie.